Early life and introduction to bodybuilding. Markus Rühl was born on February 22, 1972, in Darmstadt, Germany. Growing up, he was active in sports, particularly soccer. At the age of 18, he sustained a knee injury that led him to start weight training as part of his rehabilitation. This marked the beginning of his passion for bodybuilding. Initially weighing around 54.5 kilograms, Rühl began training 6 days a week. His dedication paid off as he quickly gained muscle mass and strength. Within 5 years, he had transformed his physique significantly, setting the stage for his competitive bodybuilding career. Amateur career and rise to prominence. In 1995, Rühl competed in the Barchgau Cup in Babenhausen, Germany, where he won both the heavyweight class and the overall title. This victory boosted his confidence and reputation in the bodybuilding community. The following year, he placed second at the Grand Prix of Hesse, further establishing himself as a promising talent. By 1997, Rühl had won the Hessen Bodybuilding Championships and the German Heavyweight Championships, earning his IFBB Pro card. This achievement allowed him to compete professionally, marking the transition from amateur competitions to the international stage. These early placements, he continued to refine his physique and performance. His breakthrough year was 2000. He won the Toronto Pro Invitational, placed second at the Night of Champions, and secured a 7th-place finish at the Mr. Olympia. These results showcased his potential and solidified his status among the top bodybuilders of the time. In 2002, Rühl achieved his most significant victory by winning the Night of Champions. He presented one of the most massive and conditioned physiques of his career, weighing approximately 129.5 kilograms on stage. This victory is often regarded as the pinnacle of his competitive achievements. Rühl's best performance at the Mr. Olympia came in 2004, where he placed 5th. He continued to compete in various prestigious competitions, including the Arnold Classic, where he secured a 3rd-place finish in 2003. Challenges and setbacks. Despite his impressive size and conditioning, Rühl faced challenges in achieving top placements at the Mr. Olympia. In 1999, he was disqualified from the competition after testing positive for diuretics, a setback that affected his reputation. Additionally, his conditioning was sometimes criticized, as he occasionally appeared less defined compared to other competitors. In 2001, Rühl placed 14th at the Mr. Olympia, a disappointing result that led him to reassess his approach. However, he remained committed to his training and continued to compete at a high level. Later years and retirement. Rühl's competitive career extended into the late 2000s. He participated in the 2006 Mr. Olympia, finishing 8th, and the 2009 Mr. Olympia, where he placed 15th. His final competition was the 2010 Europa Super Show, where he secured 7th place. After this event, he announced his retirement from professional bodybuilding. Legacy and contributions to bodybuilding. Markus Rühl is remembered as one of the most massive and powerful bodybuilders in the history of the sport. His shoulder development, in particular, was considered among the best ever seen. Beyond his physical attributes, Rühl's charismatic personality and sense of humor endeared him to fans worldwide. Post-retirement, Rühl has remained active in the bodybuilding community. He has served as a mentor to younger athletes and has been involved in various business ventures, including his own supplement company, Rühl's Bests. His influence continues to inspire aspiring bodybuilders. Early life and introduction to bodybuilding. Birth and family background. Markus Rühl was born on February 22, 1972, in Rossdorf, a small town near Darmstadt, Germany. Growing up, he was the youngest of 3 children in a supportive and active family. His parents, Ernst and Erika Rühl, encouraged him to pursue various sports and activities, fostering a strong sense of discipline and determination from an early age. Early interests and athletic background. As a teenager, Markus developed a keen interest in soccer, dedicating much of his time to the sport. He played for local teams and aspired to pursue a professional career in soccer. However, at the age of 18, while playing a match, he sustained a significant knee injury that sidelined him from the sport he loved. Turning point, introduction to bodybuilding. During his rehabilitation, Markus's doctor recommended strength training to aid in his recovery. This suggestion led him to a local gym, where he began working out to strengthen his legs and improve his overall fitness. At the time, he weighed approximately 54.5 kilograms, 120 pounds, and his primary goal was to regain mobility and strength. However, as Markus continued his training, he became fascinated by the transformations he observed in his physique. The process of building muscle and enhancing his body composition captivated him, leading to a shift in his focus from rehabilitation to bodybuilding. He started training 6 days a week, dedicating himself to the discipline and embracing the challenges it presented. Early career and professional development. Before embarking on his bodybuilding journey, Markus completed an apprenticeship as a car mechanic and later worked as an office clerk. These experiences instilled in him a strong work ethic and a practical approach to problem-solving, qualities that would serve him well in his future endeavors. In 1995, after 4 years of intense training, Markus decided to enter the competitive bodybuilding scene. He participated in the Barchgau Cup in Babenhausen, Germany, where he won both the heavyweight class and the overall title. This victory marked the beginning of his professional bodybuilding career. Personal life and marriage. Relationship with Alicja Krawczyk. In 2016, Markus met Alicja Krawczyk, a Polish fitness model, and the two developed a close relationship. Alicja, who shares Markus's passion for fitness and bodybuilding, became a significant part of his personal and professional life. Marriage and family. On August 31, 2017, Markus and Alicja were married, solidifying their commitment to each other. The couple welcomed their daughter, Lucy Rühl, into the world in 2016, adding a new dimension to their lives. Despite the demands of Markus's bodybuilding career, the family maintained a close-knit and supportive dynamic. Business ventures and collaborations. Together, Markus and Alicja have been involved in various business ventures within the fitness industry. They co-founded Rühl's Bests, a supplement company that reflects Markus's dedication to quality and performance. Alicja has also played an integral role in the company's operations, contributing her expertise and passion for fitness. Public appearances and social media. The couple frequently shares glimpses of their life on social media platforms, offering fans an inside look into their family life and business endeavors. Their posts often highlight their training sessions, family outings, and collaborative projects, showcasing their strong partnership both personally and professionally. Introduction to gym life and early motivation. Markus Rühl's journey into the world of bodybuilding is a testament to the power of resilience and dedication. Born on February 22, 1972, in Darmstadt, Germany, Markus was initially focused on soccer. As a teenager, he dreamt of pursuing a professional career in football. However, a significant knee injury at the age of 18 led him to reconsider his path. This injury marked a pivotal turning point in his life and career, pushing him into the realm of weight training and eventually bodybuilding. From soccer to weight training, the early shift. The knee injury was devastating for Markus, but it opened the door to something new. His doctor recommended strength training as part of his rehabilitation process. At first, this suggestion was purely for recovery, but Markus quickly found himself drawn to the weights. What began as a way to heal from an injury transformed into a passionate pursuit that would redefine his life. At 18 years old, Markus was relatively small, weighing around 120 kilograms, 265 pounds, but with an increased focus on strength and conditioning, he began building muscle. His gym sessions became a sanctuary, a place where he could control his progress and focus on his personal growth. He started lifting 6 days a week, determined to make progress and push his limits. His early motivation stemmed from a desire to rehabilitate his knee, but as he saw his body begin to change, his goals shifted from merely recovery to achieving a muscular, powerful physique. Early gym experiences, learning and discovering the bodybuilding world. When Markus first stepped into the gym, he was unaware of the competitive world of bodybuilding. However, as he immersed himself in training, he became more aware of the results others were achieving through hard work and discipline. He started to see the importance of consistency, technique, and nutrition. With time, his strength and muscle mass increased, and he became more committed to his gym life. In his early years of training, Markus faced the same struggles many aspiring bodybuilders encounter: figuring out the right diet, training splits, and how to improve specific areas of his physique. Despite these challenges, his desire to become better kept him focused. He wasn't driven by the idea of simply lifting weights but by a passion for transforming his body into something greater. His early motivation came from a combination of self-improvement, seeing progress in the mirror, and wanting to escape the limitations that his injury had imposed on him. The shift to bodybuilding, competitive spirit and motivation. Markus's progression from a soccer player to a bodybuilder was a gradual process, but by the time he was 22 years old, bodybuilding had become more than just a hobby, it was his calling. He soon discovered the world of bodybuilding competitions and realized that it offered him an opportunity to showcase the results of his hard work. The first step into competitive bodybuilding. In 1995, after nearly 5 years of training, Markus decided to enter his first bodybuilding competition. The event was the Barchgau Cup in Babenhausen, Germany, and he entered both the heavyweight class and the overall title categories. Markus took home first place in both categories, which was a monumental achievement for someone who had only been training seriously for a few years. This victory was the turning point for Markus, as it marked his official entry into competitive bodybuilding. Winning this competition ignited a fire in Markus. He realized that bodybuilding wasn't just about lifting weights or building muscles, it was a lifestyle. His focus shifted, and he became determined to continue his progress and take his bodybuilding career to new heights. His motivation became clear: he wanted to be one of the best bodybuilders in the world, and this would take not only intense physical training but also a disciplined mental approach. Training style, the intensity and discipline. Markus Rühl is known for his sheer size and intensity in the gym. His gym life was defined by a relentless approach to training. He adhered to a demanding training schedule and pushed himself to the limits every single session. Rühl's gym routine was built around compound movements, and he prioritized heavy lifting. His intense focus on powerlifting exercises like squats, deadlifts, and bench presses set the foundation for his massive physique. Workouts and training regimen. Rühl's training sessions typically consisted of 6 days a week, with each day dedicated to different muscle groups. He was a firm believer in the importance of intensity during workouts. His training style could be described as high volume with a mix of heavy lifting, high-rep sets, and occasional supersets for added intensity. Each workout would be a combination of hypertrophy training to maximize muscle size and strength-based training to build functional muscle. He made sure to train each muscle group with a focus on balance and symmetry, often emphasizing his shoulder development, which became one of his trademark features. Training wasn't just about lifting weights for Rühl. His sessions were a test of his mental and physical endurance. The motivation that drove him to train this intensely came from a deep-seated belief that there was no substitute for hard work. Rühl often spoke about his inner drive to push through fatigue and pain. For him, every rep was a step closer to his goals. Bodybuilding philosophy and mental strength. Markus Rühl has always emphasized the importance of mindset and mental strength in bodybuilding. His gym life was not only shaped by his physical efforts but also by his approach to mental toughness. Rühl often mentioned that bodybuilding was as much about mental resilience as it was about physical conditioning. Mental toughness and motivation. For Markus, the motivation to train came from within. His gym sessions were fueled by an inner drive to achieve greatness, but he also stressed the importance of believing in oneself. The pain, fatigue, and occasional injuries never deterred him. He would push himself through those moments by focusing on the end goal, an incredible physique and success in the bodybuilding world. As he became more successful, Rühl often spoke about how mental preparation played a huge role in his victories. Staying disciplined, setting realistic goals, and maintaining a positive mindset were all essential factors in his approach. His motivation wasn't just to compete, it was to constantly improve and break through his own limits. Turning point: breaking through personal limitations. As Markus began to gain more recognition in bodybuilding, his career took off. After his initial victories in the mid-90s, he started competing in more prestigious competitions, including the Night of Champions and Mr. Olympia. His motivation was no longer just about winning trophies, it was about proving to himself that his intense training, discipline, and mindset were paying off. The struggles and motivation behind perseverance. Despite facing setbacks such as injury and disqualification from Mr. Olympia in 1999 for testing positive for diuretics, Markus remained focused on his goals. His motivation never wavered, and he learned from each experience, using his failures as stepping stones. Each challenge only fueled his desire to improve, and he returned to the gym with more determination than before. Legacy and impact on gym culture. Markus Rühl's gym life and motivation continue to inspire bodybuilders today. His intense approach to training, dedication to self-improvement, and the sacrifices he made to achieve greatness serve as a model for those who aspire to follow in his footsteps. As Rühl retired from professional bodybuilding, he transitioned into a mentor and coach, helping guide younger athletes. His legacy in the gym world is more than just his achievements on stage, it's the way he embodied the mindset of a true bodybuilder, always striving for progress, no matter the obstacles. The Mr. Olympia landscape and key competitors. To understand Markus Rühl's journey to Mr. Olympia, it's important to contextualize the competition landscape during his era. The Mr. Olympia competition, organized by the International Federation of Bodybuilding, IFBB, has long been the ultimate test for professional bodybuilders. Winning the title is often seen as the culmination of a bodybuilder's career. However, during the time that Rühl competed, late 1990s to mid-2000s, the competition was fierce, with several legendary bodybuilders vying for the title. Among the most prominent figures in bodybuilding at the time were Ronnie Coleman, arguably one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time. Ronnie Coleman dominated the Mr. Olympia stage from 1998 to 2005, winning the title 8 times consecutively. His massive size and extreme conditioning made him the benchmark for success in the sport during that era. Cutler, another top competitor who battled with Rühl for top spots. Cutler's rivalry with Ronnie Coleman is one of the most well-known in bodybuilding history. Cutler was known for his symmetry and size and eventually dethroned Coleman to win Mr. Olympia in 2006. Flex Wheeler, often regarded as one of the most aesthetically pleasing bodybuilders, competed with Rühl and had some of the best proportions and conditioning of his time. Wheeler placed second at several Mr. Olympia competitions but was never able to win the title. Kevin Levrone, another major figure in the bodybuilding world, Levrone's impressive conditioning and size made him a top contender. He was often compared to Rühl in terms of muscle mass, though Rühl was known for his sheer size and unique shape. Chris Cormier, known for his great symmetry and conditioning, Cormier was another formidable opponent. Like Rühl, he was often placed in the top 10 but was unable to secure the Mr. Olympia title. Dexter Jackson, a future Mr. Olympia champion who competed during the same period as Rühl. Dexter Jackson's consistent conditioning and excellent aesthetics allowed him to hold his ground in a very competitive field. Günther Schlierkamp, a German competitor like Rühl, Günther competed against Rühl in several competitions. His size and strength made him a significant contender during the late 1990s and early 2000s. Markus Rühl's performance at Mr. Olympia. Markus Rühl made his first appearance at Mr. Olympia in 1997, and throughout his career, he competed in several editions of the prestigious event. However, he never clinched the top spot. Below is an analysis of his performance at various Mr. Olympia events and the positions he held. 1997 Mr. Olympia. Position, 10th. Winner, Dorian Yates. Overview: Markus Rühl's first Mr. Olympia appearance was in 1997. At this stage of his career, he was still refining his physique and hadn't yet reached his full potential. The competition was fierce, with Dorian Yates dominating the stage. Despite Rühl's imposing size, he finished 10th in his debut year. 1998 Mr. Olympia. Position, 8th. Winner, Ronnie Coleman. Overview: this year marked the beginning of Ronnie Coleman's dominance of the Mr. Olympia stage. Rühl continued to improve his conditioning and size, but he was still overshadowed by other competitors like Flex Wheeler and Ronnie Coleman. Rühl placed 8th, showing signs of promise but still struggling to match the top competitors in terms of definition and symmetry. 1999 Mr. Olympia. Position, disqualified, due to diuretics. Winner, Ronnie Coleman. Overview: the 1999 Mr. Olympia saw a scandal that marred Rühl's career. He was disqualified for testing positive for diuretics, substances that were often used to shed water weight before the competition. This disqualification was a setback for Rühl, and it prevented him from showcasing his physique in what would have been a competitive year. 2000 Mr. Olympia. Position: 7th. Winner: Ronnie Coleman. Overview: after the setback in 1999, Rühl returned to Mr. Olympia in 2000, placing 7th. Ronnie Coleman continued his dominance, but Rühl showed improvements in his overall conditioning. He had a massive physique, but his symmetry and aesthetics were still a bit lacking compared to the top contenders. Despite this, he was becoming a fan favorite for his imposing size. 2001 Mr. Olympia. Position: 14th. Winner: Ronnie Coleman. Overview: Rühl's 2001 appearance at Mr. Olympia was disappointing. He placed 14th, which was a significant drop from his previous placements. His size remained impressive, but his conditioning and overall presentation didn't stand out as much as the top athletes. The field was becoming increasingly competitive, with newcomers like Cutler starting to rise. 2002 Mr. Olympia. Position: 6th. Winner: Ronnie Coleman. Overview: in 2002, Rühl's physique was at its peak size-wise, but he still lacked the conditioning needed to push him into the top spots. He placed 6th, his highest placement at Mr. Olympia, but it wasn't enough to challenge Ronnie Coleman, who was still unbeatable in his prime. This year marked the start of Rühl's realization that his massive size needed to be balanced with better conditioning and aesthetics. 2003 Mr. Olympia. Position: 8th. Winner: Ronnie Coleman. Overview: as Ronnie Coleman continued his reign, Rühl placed 8th in 2003. Despite being one of the biggest competitors, Rühl lacked the refinement and sharpness in his physique that could have propelled him higher up the rankings. This year also saw the rise of competitors like Cutler, who was beginning to emerge as a top contender. 2004 Mr. Olympia. Position: 5th. Winner: Ronnie Coleman. Overview: Rühl's performance in 2004 was his best at Mr. Olympia, as he placed 5th. This year, he brought in a more balanced package, showcasing his impressive size but also better conditioning and symmetry. Despite his improvements, he was still unable to challenge Ronnie Coleman, who was in his peak form and would win his 6th consecutive title. 2005 Mr. Olympia. Position: 6th. Winner: Ronnie Coleman. Overview: in 2005, Rühl continued to compete at a high level, placing 6th. The competition was getting tougher, with Cutler, who would eventually dethrone Ronnie Coleman, beginning to show incredible improvements in his physique. Rühl's size remained his strength, but his lack of top-tier conditioning meant that he couldn't crack the top 5. 2006 Mr. Olympia. Position: 8th. Winner: Cutler. Overview: by 2006, Rühl was still a formidable competitor, but Cutler had dethroned Ronnie Coleman as Mr. Olympia. Rühl's 8th place finish in this competition indicated that he was no longer a threat to the top spots, as the field had become more competitive. This was a sign that Rühl's reign in the upper echelons of bodybuilding was nearing its end. 2007 to 2009 Mr. Olympia. Position: did not compete in 2007 and 2008. 2009 Position: 15th. Winner: Cutler, 2007 to 2009. Overview: Rühl did not compete in Mr. Olympia for a few years, as his focus shifted. When he returned in 2009, he placed 15th, a clear sign that his body and conditioning were no longer competitive with the top athletes. The competition landscape had changed, and Rühl was no longer able to keep up with the newer generation of bodybuilders. Why Markus Rühl never won Mr. Olympia? Markus Rühl's inability to win Mr. Olympia can be attributed to a combination of factors. Conditioning. While Rühl was known for his incredible size, he often struggled to bring the level of conditioning that top bodybuilders like Ronnie Coleman and Cutler showcased. His muscle mass was remarkable, but he lacked the razor-sharp definition and symmetry needed to compete at the highest level. Competition. The era in which Rühl competed was dominated by bodybuilding legends like Ronnie Coleman and later Cutler, both of whom were more aesthetically refined and consistently brought perfect conditioning. Injury and setbacks. Rühl faced a major setback in 1999 when he was disqualified from Mr. Olympia due to diuretics. This scandal set back his reputation and momentum in the competitive bodybuilding scene. Symmetry versus size. While Rühl's size was his defining feature, bodybuilding judges at the time favored symmetry and aesthetics. His physique was massive but sometimes lacked the finely honed proportions and definition that other competitors, like Cutler, brought to the stage.